battle's over and I've won. A quiet place to come undone. beneath the sad and lonely bough. A silent and a final vow, but I don't know how. I don't know how, and I'm just waiting for the blinking die, the future that we never got. for a feeling that is no longer there. The sun is just a memory of who I was and used to be. A lyric music's masterpiece, and never really set me free. But even in the coldest soul, I know a tiny seed begins to grow, a quiet and a steady flow beneath the heavy coat of snow. I walk the paths I used to walk, a silent and a heavy talk. The broken key, the rusted lock against the ticking of the clock. But even in the coldest soul, I know a tiny seed begins to grow, a quiet and a steady flow beneath the heavy coat of snow. And not waiting for a sign, not yours, not theirs, and never mine. Just for the sun to start to shine, and know that everything's benign. 'Cause even in the coldest soul, I know a tiny seed begins to grow, a quiet and a steady flow beneath the heavy coat of snow. I found a note I wrote back then. I don't know who, I don't know when. A different and a hopeful pen. Amen, amen, amen. The letters lean a certain way. The things I thought I had to say from a distant and a brighter day that slowly seemed to slip away, and it's my handwriting, but a different ink. The missing and the broken link. So confident and so naive, the simple help me carry on. A different ink. The way I used to think. The missing link. The darkness presses on the glass. This heavy moment, slow to pass. A shadow in the dying grass. A final a lonely mass. Put in the longest night, a single flame. wash in sorrow, day by day. Postcard worn, but meaning true. Every wave still sings of you. beautiful and a quiet grace. This is the coldest sunrise I have ever known, the quietest peace I've ever been shown. Seed of hope that has been sown to finally stand here. Corners bent, the colors gray. A memory of yesterday. I wouldn't have it any other way. I only wish that it could stay. A moment captured, soft and true. The summer sky, a hazy blue. The ghost of me, the ghost of you. Before we ever had a clue. And the photograph is faded now, a silent end and a final bow, but the smile remains somehow a beautiful and sacred vow. It doesn't hurt to look at you. It doesn't make me feel so blue. It just reminds me of what's true and helps me see the morning through. And the photograph is faded now, a silent end and a final bow, but the smile remains somehow a beautiful and sacred And it's not a ghost, it's not a tear. It's just a different kind of year. A memory I hold so dear. dry, the well is deep. The promises I couldn't keep are secrets that the silence sweet. While all my better angels sleep, is there a story left to tell? A quiet and a magic spell. Am I in heaven or in hell? Just a coin inside a wishing well. But an empty page is a brand new start. Quiet and a hopeful heart. Way to mend a broken heart by falling together and apart. Just a paper tiger, a beautiful and sweet denier, my own and lonely funeral pyre that takes my spirit ever higher. 'Cause an empty page is a brand new start. A quiet and a hopeful art, a way to mend a broken heart by falling together and apart. And so I write the first word down, the king of my forgotten town, my heavy and my thorny crown, before I let my body drown. 'Cause an empty page is a brand new start, a quiet and a hopeful art, a way to mend a broken heart by falling together and apart. I can hear the sound of leaving this forgotten town. My heavy head, my thorny crown. Before the final silence comes around. Just a train to nowhere, humming low. The only place I'll ever go. A quiet and a steady flow beneath the pale neon glow. Just the quiet after. the scent of dust and yellow page, a gilded and a golden cage, a different and a simpler age, a quiet and a thoughtful sage. It's the smell of old books in a quiet room, a shelter from the coming doom, a tiny hopeful paper bloom, a silent witness in the gloom, the whisper of a turning leaf, a beautiful and sweet relief, a happy and a gentle grief, so unbelievable, so brief. It's the smell of old books in a quiet room, a shelter from the coming doom, a tiny hopeful paper bloom, a silent witness in the gloom. And every story holds a ghost, the ones I love, the ones I lost, the heavy and the hopeful cost, the